Hello my darling, and welcome to Lunar Soul Tarot. I'm Ali Rowland, and today we're going to be looking at goal setting for the new moon. So this weekend in particular, there's a lunar eclipse in Libra, which is great for balance and harmony. So we're going to bear that in mind. And with the eclipse, it's a solar eclipse, so basically the moon goes between the sun and the earth, and if you're in a good place to see it, you get that sort of ring effect. So you get the sort of the dark ring of or circle of the moon, and then the sort of ring halo effect from the sun behind it. So I'm not sure if we're well placed enough to see that well in Britain, but here we go. So, and I've put on, because it's about growth, I thought we would select three cards from the Botanical Inspirations. So we've got three flower cards in front of me, and I'm now going to turn them over to see what they are. And starting at the end, we have asters, and then we have bellflower, campanula, and the white rose. So let's start with the white rose and have a look. This is the significator for pile 1 or for section 1, and it says new start and wisdom. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom, and that's a quote from Aristotle. Second one is gratitude, and that's the campanula, the bellflower. And gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. And that's Melody Beattie. And finally, we have the aster, and I like a daisy myself, so and asters are some of the prettier ones. Elegance and patience. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. And that's Lao Tzu. I hope I pronounced that right, I'm not sure. So, and to go with our flowers, I thought we would pick a tree rune as well. And I've got one here, juniper. So juniper on there. We've also got spindle. Ooh, we like a bit of spindle. Okay, that's spindle. I'll put the name up actually so you can see them. And as you can see, they're runes I made an awful long time ago, but I still use them a lot because I just like them. And then ash, so the ash tree. So, and that's also got the ogham, what do you call it, character rune on it. So have a look at those for a couple of seconds. I will leave that running for a sec so you can think and decide. Also, when you're think about when you're goal setting, we're also going to be looking at the experience you bring from the past, and how you bring that into the future. So, and I should sing or something while you look at it, but I'm not. So, here we go. So let's start with the first significator, the white rose, which is very beautiful, and we've got some little butterflies here on it as well. And new start and wisdom. The rose is one of those, excuse me, one of those plants which represents sort of devotion and passion, and that's in the spiritual sense, and also I suppose in the sense of love, but it's very symbolic of sort of dedicating yourself to something. And we have the juniper. So, and juniper, I guess you normally see in gardens. But if you live in an area where you can see it in the wild, in gardens, it grows like a lot of sort of conifer plants into a sort of tall plume or flame-like shape. If it's growing in the wild, it does very well sort of in the harsher climates. So we have a lot growing wild in Scotland and along the coast of Britain. And in that sort of wilder environment, it tends to grow in a more horizontal fashion. I'm trying to think of the correct word for it, but it doesn't grow up, it will grow sort of closer to the ground because it protects it from the weather. So, so it's quite a robust little plant. And of course, the berries are used in gin making, and the berries shouldn't be picked until there's been a frost. So, because that's after the frost, the berries start to soften or ripen, if you like. So, we're talking about, in terms of goal setting, and looking at sort of areas for lessons learned and decision making. We are not talking about, I would say, setting the easiest goal. We're looking at sort of setting the goal that you're most passionate about and you're prepared to put most hard work into. That's kind of what I'm getting at the moment. So let's take another oracle card to go along with that. And here I have got the Arboreum Oracle. Oops, stick that back in there for the moment, and we'll shuffle a bit more. Oh, okay, so we've got that one. So, and we have Alchemy. Oh. And I might actually take, yeah, I'm going to take another one from this deck. So let's do that. was going to say I've chosen smaller decks because I find them easier to shuffle with. However, I'm not doing desperately well today, but here we go. So let's just spread those out, and I think that one. Here we go. Idling. Ooh, interesting. And then I'm going to take one from here. Well, I have a couple from here actually. This is the deck of the Four Covens, which is an oracle from the same people that make the Arboreum. That is, I think, Jackie and Phil Lovesey, and they just make beautiful cards. So, and this is not a paid commercial. I am just saying it because I like it. You can find them on Etsy, I think, and various other places. So let's have we'll cut that and take, and if I do that, can you see it? Yes, you can. Good. Great. So we have a 6 and we have a 10. So, all right, so let's see what we get from this. So, alchemy is almost like the magician, isn't it? And we also have idling, and he looks like, I can have a closer look, he looks like he's sort of whittling something. So he is sort of idling, but he's actually doing something while he's idling. So an alchemy is making a nice little brew, or cooking up a pot of something over the fire. And behind him we have the full moon. And then we have the card of vision and communion. So I would say, looking at these cards, whatever it is you're going to set your goals for, you have time to get things into balance, because the 6 is also about balance as well as vision, and the alchemy card for me is all about bringing together all of those talents and all of the things you're going to need to take forward with you. So and with the idling card next to it, I would say that it gives you a certain amount of time to think ahead and plan before you need to actually pick up and get this in place. And looking at with the juniper, I mentioned earlier that with the juniper, if you want to utilise the berries, you have to wait till the first frost before you pick them, because otherwise they are unripe. So I think this is all about getting your timing right, and if you're working with other people, we've got this lovely sort of communion card at the end here. It's about getting everything into balance with if there's other persons involved, with those people So everybody knows what they're doing, so they're ready to go and ready to act. And coming back to this, looking at it here, we have our little butterflies of transformation. We have our rose of sort of dedication, if you like. And with the view that we have that you can bring forward, and the 6 endorses that, because it's a card of sort of passage and balance and harmony. It's almost kind of card of polarity, so it allows you the time to think about how you've done things in the past and take those lessons forward into the future. So, and then you can then bring all that together in the communion here with your 10. Let's have some tarot cards and take this a little bit further. And I'm going to use, shall I use a Celtic Tarot? Yes, we'll use Celtic Tarot. And let's have a little shuffle. Good. Actually got quite a nice energy to this, because it's kind of quite I wouldn't say there's quite a sort of strong, thoughtful energy to all of this, and it's sort of, there's no rush to it at all, or it's very steady. I'm not getting that sort of sense of urgency from it at all, which is quite nice. Right, she says, trying her best to shuffle the cards. Here we go, let's give it a, let's get them warmed up. I've got some that are around the wrong way. I think that's, oh, don't need that one. And, oh, there comes one. So that's the first one. And 2. And let's have a couple more. And then oh, there's your next one. And so tell me about a bit more about this, what sort of thing we're going to be beginning, and what we need to take forward with us into the future. Okay, one more go. Lovely. Oh, good. So we have the 7 of Pentacles, we have the 7 of Wands, and we have the 7 of, oh, the 6, sorry, we have the Lovers. Now, 7s, we've got, this is sort of an earthly card, if you like, and this is more of a sort of fire and energy card. And 7s are about the macrocosm and the microcosm. So that's the sort of bridge between the heaven and the earth. So, and it's about creating the balance and seeing through any of those illusions that creates. So I'm going to take a few more of these. Let's have a look, because we've got enough room to fit them in. And if I go, okay, so we're going to take, I think, oh, we've got 4 there. That will do. That will do nicely. So we have the 8 of Pentacles. Ooh, my word. We have the 5 of Cups, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. So this looks to me like, let's move these along so they can all be seen. And I love this little guy down here. It almost looks like the 8 of Pentacles. So eights are about sort of cycles and perpetuation. And the 8 of Pentacles is about the hard work you already put in. So it's the hard work you've amassed so far. And with the 9 of Pentacles next to it, it suggests a certain amount of abundance and sort of bounty, if you like. You've got these ferns all around here. And ferns, for me, are all about sort of hidden treasure and resources. So this is a lovely card to have in the middle. And then we also have, to the side of that, the Lovers. Now, the Lovers, of course, can be a card about marriage, but generally speaking, it's much more about oddly enough, it's much more about the actual balance and elements that it takes to create that marriage or that bond. So it can be about contracts, it can be about choices, and it can also be about getting those fine details right. So looking over here, I think the hardest part of the task is going to be getting the balance between mind and spirit. So and that, I think, is going to be the big preparation. So that's and when I say mind and spirit, I don't just mean, or mind, body and spirit, really. So so your preparation and your idling or your dilly-dallying or what have you, do not dilly-dally. That's not a good expression at all. But think of this as contemplating, okay? And just sort of getting your tools and what have you together for this project and getting everything in place. And with 7s, it's saying balance your mind and spirit, and don't be fooled by any sort of illusions, or keep it practical. So you have got the fire energy here, but the fundamental energies are earthing energies. So, and again, we've got this lovely little sort of gnome person here, if you can see that. I'm just about to see it. Let's try, there we go. And he looks actually very similar to this card here, and not too dissimilar from that one. And he's sitting there sort of smoking, it looks like, contemplating sort of all the hard work he's done. And then moving this way, you have this kind of natural progression from the 9 and skipping over the 5 of Cups to the 10 of Pentacles, which shows a certain amount of abundance and how that will come to fulfill its natural potential. But in between the both, we have the 5 of Cups, and this is the only really sort of emotional card in the pack or in the spread. And the 5 of Cups, fives always are about motions. So if you're sort of slightly on edge emotionally, or you feel slightly out of control of things on that level, just take 5 minutes to pull yourself down and ground yourself. And there will be plenty of opportunity to do this. And don't think about, it's a natural thing when you move on to something new, that you have to leave something behind. And that doesn't mean it's going to be like a harsh or a forced ending or anything like that. But it does mean there are certain things that you will naturally leave behind, or that you won't have time for the present foreseeable. And this guy here is kind of looking back, and I think, is that a moon, or is it a light at the end of the tunnel? So, and he's kind of, I'll let you decide that, but for me it almost looks like the full moon in the sort of passage of the trees. And we've got a couple of full moons here. There's also, that could be a full moon, or it could be a sort of rising sun, I'm not sure. So sort of time-wise, it looks to me like this is going to be the next couple of weeks up to the full moon. And then that's kind of when you've got this prep time going on, and then you have your time to move forward and go into action. And that will be, I would say, around the time of the full moon. There is another eclipse at the end of the month, and that again coincides with the full moon. So I'm kind of looking and thinking that all this prep is towards that. The beginning of this week, I put out another reading, which was all about the things you need to clear up, or the things you can clear up or tidy away, put to bed, whatever, in readiness for the new moon, because the new moon allows us to step into a new phase, and it's much easier to step into a new phase when you've got everything sort of sorted out and sewn up behind you. So if you think there's any areas that you might need to tidy up before you can start preparing for the new. Maybe go back and have a look at that because there's a couple of different themes running through that area. But I will say this is not, and it looks like you've got time for it, because whatever's coming in, it's coming in gradually. It's not a sort of whoosh, here we go. It's, you know, get your T's crossed and your I's dotted and set off in that direction. Let's just have a couple more. I'm going to take a couple more from our Four Coven deck just to see sort of if there's any areas. Oh, there we go. There's our first one. So, and that's interesting because it's a 5 and it's just landed on top of the 5 of Cups. And let's go with that way and see. Oh, we've got a couple there. Let's have those two. So we have, and I am going to put that there over the 5 of Cups, and we have a page. Oh, look at that. And we also have card of the moon. So this is the 9 of cauldrons in the deck, and in fact we've got a card from each of the decks here from the four coven pack, sorry. So we have the 9 of cauldrons, we have the 5 of broomsticks, we have the 6 of hats, and then the 10 of wands or stars. So, and then in the middle we have Agania, I think that's their name, he or she, I'm not sure. So does it matter? They look very nice, don't they? And the page, the phrase to go with the page is dominion. So, and dominion is your own domain, isn't it? So again, I think it's this to me, and looking at new start and new wisdom. So I would suggest you have a little time to reflect before you move into or set whatever goal it is you are going to put into place. So, and looking here, the 9 of cauldrons to me looks like the 9 of cups in a sense, which is a beautiful card emotionally, because it gives you, the 9 is, what do they call it? It's like the complete number because it's the 3 times 3. So it gives you 3 times 3 times the abundance of that suit. So, so the only sort of querient here, I think, or main sort of, is this direction card, and it's over the 5 of cups. So I would say, looking at this fella here, and it doesn't look he's going in that direction, it looks like he's coming sort of towards us. So I would say keep yourself focused on the direction you're going in, okay? don't lose concentration or sense of purpose, and keep that momentum up. So, and then when you've got everything in place and everything in balance, it will all fall into place. So here endeth the lesson for Significator 1, and thank you. So I really hope that was of use for you, and I appreciate you joining me today. And if you've got any comments, please put them in the comment box, because I like to hear them. If you've got any ideas that you would like me to work on or do spreads on, please leave those too. Thank you so much for now. And if you want to follow me through to pile the Significator 2, we can do, or if not, I'll see you again some other time. Thank you. Let's just give that a... So, Significator 2. Hello, my darling. We have our bellflower and spindle, and let's have a look. So, gratitude makes sense of our past, brings peace for today, and creates a vision for tomorrow. And I actually think, because we're looking at goal setting, it's a really good sort of little, what do you call it, snippet, motto, whatever, for starting a new phase. So with the spindle plant, I don't know if you know about the spindle. It's called the spindle because it was used for making spindles for spinning wool. And it's a small tree, shrub, and the berries are utilised for making, well, the berries are actually very poisonous, but they're quite useful because they used to use them for flea powder and stuff like that. Now, that might not be the most romantic thing that you were waiting to hear. However, it does keep the pests down and it does keep everything clear. So, and you cannot go through life without sort of meeting the odd pest or two somewhere. So, so let's take this a bit forward. I'm going to pull out 2 cards from the Arboreum deck, so to see what they can tell us. Let's just see if I can shuffle, do it that way, and then let's do it this way, just get some pulled out, and I think we're going with those 2. Lovely. Aha. Adventure. Look at that. Aren't they lovely? Let me just bring those up so you can see. So, commune. So, that's all about, and it looks like he's sort of communing with nature. And he's getting all at one. And there he is sitting in the full moon, playing his little harp out. And we also have, here he is, and he's sort of got his little pirate coat on, and he's got his, he's on a ship, isn't he? And he's got his telescope. Ha! and he's got his lantern, and he's setting off for an adventure, which is rather gorgeous. So, in view of, well, I'll have a couple of these, but I would say, in view of the cards we already have, with sort of looking at the past and bringing it, the usefulness into your future, I would say that it's kind of making sure, and this has got a lovely sort of it's got a joyful energy to it actually, because it just has, it's really quite humorous in a sense. So let's see what we've got here. But I think this is about sort of having learnt your lessons, and you know, here he is, he's learnt how to play his harp, so he can sit there and enjoy himself. So, and he's on the edge of the sea too, and wait for the right tide to come in. And there we are again, and he's set off on his ship. So let's have a look. This is the deck of the Four Cupboards, and it's from the same artist as the Arboreum deck, and that is Phil and Jackie Lovesley. Lovesey, I think, sorry. So I am not doing a paid promotion, I am just appreciating them. So there we go. And oh, here we go. So we're going to have one of those. Oh, and that's bizarre because that came out in the last reading. So let's shuffle again before we get another one. So, and that's the Six of Crooked Hats. And the six, let's get another card before I start. Okay. Okay, that's good. We like that. This card is about polarities, okay? So it's about balancing those two threes. And it creates a passageway through. So it is about harmony. It is about, and this sort of gives you, seems that they've called the card vision, and I can't treat it exactly in the same way that you would either a tarot deck or a normal playing deck, because they've designed them to be slightly different. However, it's that kind of balance and harmony that creates the correct vision, if you like. And then we have the Eight of the same hats, providing stability. So the Eight is quite a swift energy. It sort of puts you on course, if you like, for a fairly good and stable journey. And it's all about, it's also about the cycles and perpetual motion. So, and if you think, I'm going like this with my hand, but I'm thinking about the lemniscate. Okay, so which is that sort of, or that, if I do it like that, then you can see that sort of perpetual motion, and you kind of need that sort of balance to lead you through to that. This is looking quite sort of at the moment, I'm not really getting anything about what that new journey will be. But what I'm saying is that it looks like that you have learnt your lessons from the past and you can take through. The only thing I would say is because of the spindle plant, it does have a sort of darker element to it. And in fact, the name spinster comes from spindle, because they're the people in the village that used to spin the wool because they didn't have children and they had the time to look after them. So, and they had the time to sort of do the weaving and do the, so, and I'm saying that because it looks like, to me, this is something you're setting off to do on your own. It's not saying you haven't got people around you to help you at all, but it looks like a sort of singular journey. So let's have some more cards. And we're going to have a look at, shall I look at, yeah, we'll look at this Celtic deck again. So, and I think the gratitude comes from the knowledge that you have learnt your lessons, possibly the hard way, but then all experience is good experience, and I suppose at the end of the day, as long as you've learned the lesson, but it's almost like you're being sort of set free to do something. That's the sense, that's the kind of joy or the sort of happy element I've got to it, is that you're kind of being set free to create your own path and goal. So let's do that once more, and then we'll try and get some cards from this. And I'm going to want, let's have a look. So I was saying earlier that it's always a good idea before you start something new to try and tidy up as much as you can so you don't leave your rubbish behind you. So, and the last reading I did was in view of the new moon coming up, in particular because it's quite a significant one with the eclipse. So, and I put that up about, I put that up at the beginning of the week, and basically it's looking at those things that you need to either unfinished lessons, if you like, or unfinished mess that you need to tidy up. So if you think that there's anything you need to do before, maybe go back and have a quick look at that. But I would say, oh, she says, turning all upside down. Let's turn those. Oh, I'm not doing very well with these, am I? I didn't use the big ones because I get into trouble with the big ones. And now, today, I get into trouble with the small ones. So let's see what we can do with the, okay. So, well, that's far too many cards. So let's try and take some of these. And I'm going to take those. There you go. That's called random. All right. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Four of Wands. Sorry, the Four of Swords. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Six of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Sun. Where am I going to put these? Can I put these? If I put those down there, you're not going to be able to see them. I'll put those to the side just for the minute, and then we'll have a look at them. So, looking here. Can I get all these? I think I might be able to get all these on. Let's have a look. And so we have Judgment and the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think I can. Good. That is the benefit of having slightly smaller cards. All right, so let's start this end and work through. So the Knight of Pentacles is very much a card of potential, and it's slow, sort of steady potential. He's not, although he's on a dragon in this one, which looks rather fabulous, so he's maybe a little bit faster than your average Knight of Pentacles. But he's about learning. I've got the long game coming into my head. So he's about playing the long game, if you like. So it's not about sort of crash courses or swift and easy learning. It's about having, I would say, learnt sort of from the bottom up. So a bit like an apprentice learns. So he's learnt his trade and he's ready to sort of go out and practice. He's not a novice, and yet he's not quite the king because he hasn't yet got that experience. So he's a sort of, in medical terms, I guess he's an F2 or something like that. So looking at the swords next to it, we have the Four of Swords and the Three of Swords. And it looks like this has given you time to sort of sit through and work through problems, any obstacles. Because swords can be about obstacles, or they're about things you have to negotiate. So it can be, it can be just a sleeping policeman in the road, or it can be something that you've actually got to, get out and change your tyre for, if you like. But looking at this chap here, he's like, he's quite fun. So he's just sort of sitting there contemplating, having a snooze, and he's either waiting for the sun to come up or go down, whatever. So he's not sort of rushed or pressured or anything like that. So next to this we have this dramatic looking Three of Swords, and swords don't always necessarily mean heartbreak, but they do. As it's a card of productivity, it's a card of finding a way or finding a resource. to get over a particular obstacle. This obstacle looks slightly, I don't know if he's injured or if he's dead, but it's, you know, quite a big, so it does look like it's got an emotional element to it. However, this is giving you the breathing space here. And what I would say is, looking at the cards sort of coming along here, is you may feel that you have been betrayed or let down in some way. However, and we are talking about goal setting and bringing forward what you have learned from the past. It's an opportunity to learn, if you like, not to let that situation or whatever the problem is to affect you in such a way again. So if there's an element of heartbreak there, or personal betrayal or loss, first of all, I would say, you know, that's really sad. However, we do need, or you can't get through life without having stuff like that happen to you. And what you need to do is give yourself the time, or hopefully you've had the time to work that through, and that allows you to step up on or move on into this, which is the Two of Pentacles. And this is actually a very nice Two of Pentacles. You quite often see in the decks somebody juggling. She looks like she's balancing or even sort of dousing in a sense with like two lights or two, I'm not sure what they are. I'm just trying to look and see. But she's also got behind her an older woman and another woman, and it looks like they're supporting her in her choice or giving her advice for that. So they're overseeing her, which is a really nice sort of thing to happen. Under these cards here, Commune and Adventure, we also have, as well as our Two of Pentacles, we have the Six of Wands, which is creating or venturing through. It's another harmony card, so it's so it has a certain amount of polarity to it, but it's taking you from one place to another, and that is very much iterated up here with these two guys. And next to that we have our Queen of Cups, and the whole point, the Queen of Cups is the full feminine, the full-blown feminine aspect of the emotional element. So she is mature, she is in control, and she is able to give. So, and it doesn't matter whether it's male or female. I'm just going to adjust this slightly because it looks like we've gone a bit, oh, there we go. So do not adjust your set. That was me adjusting my camera. It's the full-blown, fully mature sense of emotions, in the sense of nurturing, giving, and it's giving what you need, as opposed to, now if this is you, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, it means that you have possession of that, which is fantastic. So you are in control now of what you are, of what you give, of what you receive, of what you are prepared to nurture. So, and then next to that, we have this beautiful, beautiful stag. So here he is with the sun shining through his antlers and little stars around his antlers too. Fantastic. And again, he's sort of in this sea of bracken or fern. So, and bracken and fern, to me, because I like trees and all that kind of thing, represent sort of abundance and hidden treasure and and protection in a sense. So this sun also represents a new dawn. So and with standing next to the Judgment card, I mean, hey, wouldn't you like to go out and ride a dolphin? I think that's fantastic. So Judgment is you can get sort of, it's a wake-up card. So, and it's once you wake up to all of this going on, we have the Knight of Swords here, and actually he's a really interesting Knight of Swords too. There he is. He's riding a bull, and a bull with what looks like 3 horns. I'm not sure of the significance of that. And he's got his hooves. It looks like he's doing some sort of stepping through a sort of assault course, but stepping through it quite nimbly. So, and we've got the Celtic cross behind him, which represents the union of heaven and earth, and a couple of, I was going to say ducks, but they're not, they're geese or something, aren't they? So let's come back to where we were and recap. So what it's saying here, I'm going to come back to the top and recount. So here we have our bellflower and spindle, and they're saying that gratitude makes sense of our past, which brings peace for today and creates the vision for tomorrow. So, and with these cards here, I would say, and I'll reiterate what I've said before, it may be you've learned a few lessons already, and some of them might have been a bit tougher than others. I think I said you might have learned the hard way. So that's great. Those lessons have learned and you've taken them on board and you're moving them forward here. Okay. So, and with that moving forward, you have a choice of how you take that forward. But this is not a slow energy. It is quite a paced energy. So do be aware of your emotions. and you will be able to keep control of that, and but you will take that step through with harmony, and also with a perceived wisdom, because of what you have gone through in the past. So whatever your new goal is, whatever you're setting or whatever you're planning, it looks like it could be quite, there's an element of joy to it. That's what I get from this. But there's also a great element of experience. So the balance and the stability you get will be created from you because of your past experiences, and that hopefully shouldn't hold you back from enjoying and carrying on to the new chapter. To say what it's not, I would say it's a creative or a work project or a sort of general life project. I don't see it being about sort of a partnership or relationship as such. That's not to say you won't have them, because, you know, we meet people as we go through life. But yeah, overall, great. So well done you for getting this far and learning, and pat yourself on the back. So enjoy the ride, and don't leave your common sense at the back door, all right? that's my words of wisdom for today. So, but do enjoy. It looks lovely. Thank you. So, this is Ali Rowland from Lunar Tarot, signing off here, and I'll be starting the third significator directly after this. Here we go. Thanks. So, welcome to the reading for Significator 3. And here we have this lovely Aster, and I'll repeat again what it says. Elegance and patience. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Which I think is quite a nice card to have. Lovely, lovely purple rich flowers with the yellow centre. And purple to me represents a certain side of spirituality. So, and this rune for the ash, ash is a tree, you probably know, which was sacred to the Vikings, the peoples from Scandinavia, because what it did was provide oars for their longboats. It obviously provided wood for other things, but it had that long, straight grain, which is also shockproof. So these days, I think we use it more for snooker cues, and I think they still make the old Morgan car with the wooden frame from the ash, because it's a shock absorber. So, and sort of oars or sculls, of course, are indicative of travel and education, and moving into other territories, other cultures. So this has got a sort of a sort of influence of that happening. So, but with the Aster, it's saying you're not going to sort of charge in full volume, whatever. It says that you've got time to, you have time, or you're going to do it in a measured and paced fashion. So let's have a look. So that's the kind of slow and steady wins the race, I think. So watching two Olympic winning rowers on a repeat of Graham Norton, and two Irish lads who sort of, you know, came from a typical sort of Irish town or village. And when someone asked them the sort of the technique or the secret of rowing, and I think they won silver medals, or I'm not sure, but they were the first people to win medals for Ireland in that particular sport, if not in the games. And of course, one of them said, well, the trick is to get from A to B, row straight and get there quicker than the other person or something. So, which I thought was really quite beautiful. So here we go. So let's have two of these cards and see what they say about, oh, they were, I don't know what that is, but it hopped out, so we're having it. And let's see what else we can get from, okay, we're going with that. There we are. So it's got the sort of, I'm getting the sort of, the energy of the excitement of moving out into different areas, or the anticipation of it. So let's see what we've got. Mending. Oh, here's a lovely card. And adventure. So, looking at this, this chappie here, interestingly, he came out of one of the readings which I did last week, which was about preparation, what you can finish, or what business you can finish up before we get into the phase of the new moon. Because I do think, whilst it's great to use the new moon as an opportunity to start afresh, it's also good to use the end phase of the previous moon for tidying up odds and ends which haven't been done. Okay, so here's mending, and so, and I would say he's either about healing or making sure, if you're going with your backpack and your kit, making sure that all of that is prepared and sorted before you leap into this card, which is adventure. So this card also came out, I think, in reading one. So if you want to have a look at that, you may. I don't know if it'll be linked, but we'll see. So, and here we have our character. He's on a ship. So, and he's suitably dressed. He's got his little pirate jacket on. He's got his telescope. So he looks well prepared. And he's got his light to show his way. And who's that little chap behind him? I can see. and he's got a little creature behind him. So who might be his sort of companion, or just someone to help him. So, and we're going to have this is the Arboreum pack by Phil and Jackie Lovesey. It's an indie pack, which I really, really like. And I'm drawing some cards from another deck of theirs, which I've just got. And it's the deck of the 4 Covens. And they've taken a playing deck and added very much their own spin to it. So let's have a couple of cards from here and you will see. So and whoops, and here we go. So they're wanting to come out, aren't they? Here we go. Oh, okay, so let's have those 2 for the moment. Oh, so we have 2, duality, and we have 7, which is sharing. Ooh. So duality, this kind of, and the cauldrons to me look very similar to cups, or maybe I'm too used to reading the tarot cards. So, but of course they're also about mixing your resources, either to make something tasty or to sort of brew up a little bit of magic. So, but duality is also about choice. So, and it's a balance of, I'm not going to get into chemistry or biology, but it's a balance of yin and yang, the masculine and feminine. So it does give you a considered choice. And looking here for the 7, it says sharing. So, and for me, this would be about, in relation to all of this, it may be you're sharing your journey with something or somebody, but traditionally the 7 is about the balance between man and heaven, or earth and heaven. So, and that's quite a fine balance. So it's about avoiding sort of any traps of illusion or deception, or anything that can kind of veil that sort of perception. So it's, I suppose, a card of truth. So I would say here, looking at it now, that it might be what am I trying to get at? I think you have a choice, and I think you have to be true to yourself with that choice. Okay, so if this venture is with other people, or involving other ventures, then I think you've got to be realistic and truthful to yourself to how you're going to complete it. So let me just have a look at this. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So yeah, I think it's about making the right choice and finding the sort of, I'd say balance, but 3 and 4 do not actually balance as such, but because there's a certain amount of movement to it. So make sure that you know what you're sharing this with and what it involves. Let me pull up some tarot cards to have a look. Let's see. So, and for the record, I am not doing reversals today because we are looking at sort of higher energies and lower energies. So I tend to sort of look at the cards and think, well, you know, that's heaven meeting earth, so it could be a blessing, but the sort of lower side of it is sort of looking through rose-tinted glasses, if you like, and not seeing correctly what you're looking at. So, or sort of coming at it from a deluded vision. So here we go, let's have some of these. And I want about half a dozen, I think, for this. Let's see if we get, oh, so we've got 2 there. Let's see what we get from this. And ironically, I picked some small packs because I'm not particularly good at shuffling the big ones. However, I'm not particularly good at shuffling small. Oh, there we go, there's another one. So it's a bit like 52 card drop, isn't it? So I think we're going to have that one. We can have that one from the bottom. That gives us, we'll have one more. Let's just have one more card, please, to tell us what we're, there we go, what we need to know. Okay. So, oh, 7 of Cups. Yep, you've got another 7. So, 2 of Cups. So, 2 of Cups is lovely. Well, they're all lovely. 2 of Pentacles. Judgment. I might have to move those along a bit. Can you see them? Yes, you can see them. Good Judgment. 2 of Swords. Gosh, we've got lots of 2s here. 8 of Wands. And the 7 of Swords. Okay. So, from the point of view of a new venture and you venturing out, that's what we're looking at. So, first of all, you've got a lot of choices to make in all sorts of different areas. So 7 of Cups, when looking at this one, the 7 of the sharing one, this one, let me show you him, 7 of Cups, and he's got the dragon sleeping on his cups, which could be a bit of a problem. So, I mean, it's a card of emotions, all right? And what it is saying is you will be presented with choices emotionally, but you need to be, you need to think and clarify those choices. So let me put in, okay, let's give you a comparison. So there's that lovely scene in Indiana Jones in where he's going after the Holy Grail, and when he gets there, there's a whole shelf full of cups. And of course, Indy picks the right cup. Otherwise, he wouldn't be in the next film, would he? But so what it's saying is, look through any sort of deception or illusion, and keep a clear vision. So you can act with your heart. No reason why you can't. And I'm just having a look at this. It's gone a little bit skew with on the camera. So do not adjust your set because I'm going to. There we go. That's better. So don't have the wool pulled over your eyes, okay? That's all I'm saying. So we then have the Two of Cups. And the Two of Cups, in this one, I'm trying to see what she's doing. Ah, she's crowning somebody. Okay. So, again, we're talking dualities. So generally speaking, the Two of Cups, because it's an emotional, deals with the emotional aspect, it's about uniting with the opposite of yourself. So it's soulmates or karma. So it's a very karmic card, and it can be a sexual relationship, but it can also be, you know, a mate, someone you're just connected to, who sort of makes the other half, you know, you're between the two of you, you make a complete team, kind of. So it could be a twin, it could be it could just be someone you just have that special sort of rapport with. So, and I'm looking here to see if there's any other sort of emotional or whatever elements to it. So, and the only other thing we've got here is this one. So I would say when you're thinking about looking at the offers you're being made, go with the person you really believe in, you know. So if you're choosing a partner for this journey, or someone to go with someone you can, you know, you trust your soul with, really. That's the bottom line, you know. If you're not sure, and sort of, you know, think about who you'd rather be sitting in a room with. If you're traveling, it's great because you've got loads to see, loads to do, loads to experience. Or if you're setting off on a venture together, you know. But just imagine that travel comes to a halt, and you're stuck in a broke down car, or you're stuck in a train carriage, and you've got to spend hours with that person. You're stuck in a lift, and you've got to spend hours with that person. Think about who you'd rather spend it with. That's all I'm saying, you know. And so that's where I'm coming from with this. Next to that, we have the Two of Pentacles, and this is lovely because you have your young lady holding the lemscape, and it almost looks like she's holding sort of two glowing dowsing sticks or something. pendulums. But behind her, she's got these two sort of matriarchal looking women, and they're supporting her in her journey. So, and part of that journey is choice as well. So, and you then have the Judgment card. So, and the Judgment is a wake-up call. I love this one. You've got a little bit of Stonehenge going on in the background, which is nice, and the sunrise. And then there's possibly you swimming with the dolphins. Really quite a lovely card. So, so it's about waking up to reality and to adventure. And then we have the Two of Swords, another two. It looks like because there's all these twos going on here, there's going to be choices along the way. And so I'm going to come back to this one here, elegance and patience. So nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. So it's saying, do not rush anything, you know, and if you've got a choice to make or a different avenues you can go down, stop. Get your darning needle out or whatever it is, and remember, it's your choice. It is your choice, okay? And you have to think about it, and you have to do it. So there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with this. We have the Two of Swords again. So, and the moon in the background is the moon. It's a crescent moon, and it's the waning moon. And she kind of looks a bit waterlogged, doesn't she? Maybe it's after riding on that dolphin. So maybe the wake up is, yes, enjoy, but don't, remember you've got to dry off afterwards or something. So Two of Swords is about a decision where it's very difficult to find the solution. And I would say, again, coming back to this, do not hurry it, because sometimes the decisions are made for you. And here we have, I love this Eight of Wands. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is about working your passage through, but and it is a creative card, and you've got these lovely companions here. You've got a fox who is cunning. We have a wolf who is loyal and a team player, and we also have, is that a little bear? She says, pulling it out, I can't see, but something like that. So you've got a lot going on around you, which is great. Really good energy to perpetuate. And then, of course, we have the Seven of Swords. And this, it's interesting because we have sevens at either end of this. So I would say with this, the Seven of Swords, if you work it correctly, or if you get everything lined up and in place, which suggests that you can, with this Eight of Wands, can be a card of protection. It's just a matter of being truthful. So what hangs over this completely is we have journeys into new territories, into new cultures, into sort of obviously taking you on an adventure, and you have the chance to get all your kit ready and mended before you go. There's two things you should pack in your suitcase. First of all, I would have a, or maybe you can have it tattooed on whoever you're going with, have it tattooed on their forehead. So I would say seek the truth, and do not hurry any decisions you've got to make or any choices you have. Think them through carefully, okay? There's not anything here that says you're going to be, there's no great sort of troubles here, but in a sense, part of this journey, or a major part of this journey, is not actually where you're going. It will be what you're doing on that journey, and it's about sort of keeping your own counsel, making your own choices, and always remember to focus on the truth as you go. There's a couple of lovely elements like this, the Judgment card, which is going to open your eyes to things, and the Eight of Wands, which is going to bring a certain amount of education and development on this journey, but focus on the truth at all times. That's what I'm saying. And you haven't got to rush anywhere. There's no yes, enjoy it, yes, have a great time and adventure. If you're going overseas, okay, stick a, well, I suppose one has Google now on the phones, doesn't one? So, but you can always sort of stick in a little travel book, or, you know, one of those English to Uzbekistan language books or something like that. But yeah, so don't be deluded by anything, and that's not being harsh, it's just being fair, and speak the truth. Let's just get another I'm gonna get, what should we have? We're gonna have another one of these, just to clarify, because I might be being, ooh, and I think it'll be fun. But remember, this is the journey from A to B, as I mentioned before, is actually more important than A and B. It's because it's that bit in between that makes up the story. So let's have a... Okay, so we have friends. So you will meet good friends on the way. I'm not going to pull another one out of the tarot deck, because if I get a 7 or a 2, I shall probably say something unconventional. So yeah, friends. So I would say, because you've got these, there's people behind you, and it's important that they're the right people. So make the right choice about who you go with, who you take on this venture. And that is also part of the sort of truth element. It's like I said, it's who you'd rather be stuck in a lift with. Don't go for the sort of starry-eyed, loved up option, if you like. And yeah, stick to your friends. So I think, it'll be one to tell, because it definitely looks like a travel journey. So I hope this has been useful to you. Thank you very much for listening to Significator 3. Do come back and listen to some more Lunar Tarot. My name's Ali Rowland. There's tarot lessons in my channel if you're interested in learning a bit more about the tarot itself. And here I go, over and out.